All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent...
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane?
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you via the internet from California and Alabama. My name is Sasquatch. I'm in California. His name is Denton. He's in Alabama, and we are here to entertain you.
And we hope we are entertaining to you. First off, I'd like to throw a shout out to a good friend of mine, James. He is not only a good friend, he's also my gun guy.
Oh, gun guys. Those are good friends to have.
Oh, yeah. He runs the gun shop at the, I think it's called the Farm Systems, something another place, just about 3 minutes from my house. And he's actually a retired Chinook pilot who, when he retired, he was done with aviation, and he got into what he really loves, which is guns. And if you have any questions about guns of any kind of anything, he's the one to go to. And he listens to it all the time. As a matter of fact, I stopped by to get some ammunition, and we got into an in-depth conversation about our last show. So,
Well,
thank you for listening, James. I can't wait to see you again and buy more ammo.
well, see, now that's the funny thing. I'm here in California, the mecca of entertainment, and like I don't have a single fan. You're in Alabama, and you got fans in the gun stores.
Well, it kind of makes sense here. But I also want a shout out to prepperforms.net, where James is also there. Prepperforms.net is where we go to. As a matter of fact, don't even worry about our website. It's down. Somehow somebody got in there with spamming from our site. But we're always at Prepper Forums talking about politics, religion, prepping, end of the world, you know the deal.
Fun stuff.
But if you want to contact us, this is where you jump in and tell us the email I already forgot.
You were doing so good for long. Denton and Sass Show.
Well, I screwed up now. I've slept.
Denton and Sass Show at gmail.com.
All right, there. Great. Hey, let's jump in once. What do you say?
All righty. You go first.
Oh, always me.
Age before beauty.
Yeah, well, you got me on that one. Move on.
All right.
Move on.
Moving on.
Whatever org.
Oh, you're talking about move on. All right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Monday on MSNBC, or as I like to call it, PMSNBC.
I believe he has that on his mission statement for president. We plan on racism and bigotry and whatever else. Yes.
Yeah. On Trump's trip to the United Kingdom, Jean-Pierre said he's just basically an embarrassment. All Americans should feel embarrassed by how this president represents us abroad. It's about his own interests. It's never about ours. Really? How does he benefit from being the president?
That's a good question.
She's a silly twit. While commenting on Jared Kushner discussing birtherism during an interview with Axios, Jean-Pierre said birtherism was a long time ago. It was in 2011 that Donald Trump jumped on the bandwagon and the spokesperson for it. Either this is a bad article or this woman can't.
I vote bad on
And
it.
I can understand that part. I do too. 2011, Do you remember when Hillary Clinton said, about the Syrian thing, or no, excuse me, the Libyan thing? It was then. Let's move on. This is really?
Well,
it's 2011. Don't forget about this.
Not only that, but didn't Hillary start the birther thing, and then the Republicans picked it up, kind of like she did with the dossier?
Probably so.
I thought I read that somewhere, that when they were going, toe to toe for the nomination, that she started the birther thing.
Well, for decades now, she's been the fall of evil. Now the evil is good, and now it's got to be evil. What? Yeah, I'm confused too. She continued. It was like his foray into politics, essentially birtherism. He was testing the waters, and he decided to test it with something so controversial, so hateful, so racist. Wait a minute. Why is it hateful and racist to say, hey, I don't think the president's actually an American citizen? I don't know. You figure that. I can't. I mean, Michelle Obama was worried for her family. What? Okay, Michelle Obama was worried about her family because there's a possibility that her so-called husband. Now we get it. Okay, my belief is that Barack is a homo, Michelle is a tranny, and those kids were adopted.
All right.
And she added, so that was the foray into politics, and with his campaigns, it was Mexicans are racist, Mexicans are drug dealers. This is a man who's been racist for a long, long time. There's nothing new. The Central Park 5, there's a great Netflix movie out about that explaining the story. 5 young boys of color. And what did Donald Trump do? He was asking for their execution before the trial. So this is Donald Trump, and this is the core of racism. This racism, this bigotry, this sexism, it's the core of who he is and how he is for presidency. Okay. I'm sober. I am just trying to read this.
Allegedly.
It's convoluted. But what she is saying is Donald Trump heard about that story. His opinion was they should be executed. If I'm not mistaken, weren't they found guilty?
I can neither confirm nor deny that because I don't know.
I can't. Me neither. I can't remember. But still, I do remember it's called the Wilding. Remember that? They called it the Wilding, where they'd run rampant through New York, Central Park, and they would attack people and rape people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean, there's been plenty of times that I've heard stories on the news, that were just so heinous. Some guy attacked a little child and drug her into the bushes and did horrible things to her. First thought in my head is that animal should be put down. It doesn't matter what color he is. Be put down.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with color. There is nothing about Donald Trump that you can say he is a racist. Nothing.
Well,
absolutely nothing.
And if you bother to look, I mean, there are pictures going way back, where Trump is with, I don't know exactly how to say it, some kind of group, black group. Like he's there at their function, and there's tables, a sea of black people, and there's Trump in the middle of them. So why would a racist go to something like that?
It doesn't make sense. But it doesn't have to make sense in loony world. But what ails me about this is, look, I like to stay in the realm of logic, facts, and reason. The liberals don't seem to want to do that.
Nope.
And there seems to be a lot of liberals because Hillary Clinton would not have come close to being president had it not been for the fact that there are so many liberals voting. But there's nothing to think about. There is nothing that suggests that Trump is racist. He has employed many, many people who are not white. He has elevated them in position, done everything for them. He spoke in favor for them, yet they continue to say he is racist. It makes absolutely no sense. And if you think that Donald Trump is racist, contact us through that email that I'll never remember and tell us why. Don't give me your feelings. I don't give a damn about your feelings. Okay? Give me facts. Facts.
Just the
That's
facts,
all I want is
ma'am.
facts.
Just the facts,
Just
ma'am.
the facts. And don't say because, well, he says that some of the Mexicans coming over are drug cartellers and criminals and whatnot. No kidding. He's stating that that's not racist.
Well,
Tag.
and
Unless you want to say something.
no, I lost my train of thought, which I do quite a bit. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say.
Look, I'm going to do that live because it was so hot today. How hot was it? I'm too brain dead to figure out some cute little thing to say. 100 degrees. Incredible. Carry on.
And muggy, I would guess.
Oh, yeah. Even the mosquitoes were kind of sogged down and staying on the ground.
You know when the mosquitoes are sitting around drinking sweet tea, that it's got to be muggy.
Muggy.
Well, all right. Since you were talking about MoveOn.org, I've got a little something from them as well. Kamala Harris, you know that name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the 1,500 people running for the Democratic nomination. Harris was speaking at the Move On Big Ideas Forum in San Francisco when an activist rushed the stage and grabbed the microphone away from her. Now, there's video of this online. It's actually quite comical because really what they're doing is just giving her sort of, soft questions. She has the answers pretty much written on her sleeve. It's the same junk she says in the media all the time. Well, this guy jumps up on stage, and I guess he wanted to ask her something about animals. What do they call it? Farms, where they breed these animals for pet stores and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, jumps up on the stage, and their security must have sucked because there was no one around. The lady that's hosting it kind of jumps up and gets between them a little bit, and Kamala Harris just has that deer in the lights. Screwed that one up too.
Did you say beer? Did you say beer in the lights or deer in the headlights?
I said deer in the lights, but I meant to say deer in the headlights.
Okay.
So yeah, so she's just sitting there, and in this little article, this is from ABC News, it says expand on that just a little bit. Yes, at least
Yes.
one officer with the Los Angeles Police Department has contracted the bacteria that causes typhoid fever, and another one is showing typhus. Now, this article is a little old because now I believe it's up to 8 officers have it. The officer who had contracted the illness is being treated, and other officers has yet to be confirmed to be infected, which now he is confirmed. According to LAPD, both officers work at LAPD Central Division, according to a statement released by the department. Typhoid is uncommon in the U.S. and other modern industrialized nations, affecting only about 350 Americans each year, most of whom recently returned from overseas. Worldwide, it affects an estimated 22 million people each year to the CDC. So basically what we have in LA now, because of the homeless problem just not getting out of control, just exploding out of control, is conditions so bad, it's like a third world country, that we're no longer importing this disease, we're now making it.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, Los Angeles, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a sanctuary city, is it not?
Oh, it is.
Okay, so you have all these people from the world, as Donald Trump said, shitholes, coming to the country. Your government there, your local government, protects them. Can't deport them, can't touch them, and so the diseases are going everywhere.
Yeah, I mean it's so bad. I mean there is literally one of the news channels that does. It's a local news channel, and this one guy is like an investigative reporter. You know, he's the only kind of reporter that actually investigates anymore. But he's the guy that goes to your local, you know, say car shop and finds the guys charging you extra on your car when he repairs it. Well, this guy did a expose on it. We have a pile of trash that is 3 city blocks long and probably about 15 feet high. It's just a pile in the middle of LA with rat scurrying through it, and that's where this stuff is coming from. And the mayor of LA, Garcetti, they asked him about it, and he said, well, that's not because of the homeless, that's because it hasn't been picked up. Well, why hasn't it been picked up? The mayor. And
know,
go on.
The sad thing is, I will never go to Los Angeles ever again.
Good idea.
I want to remember it as it was the last time I was there. I don't want to. It's like, you know, if a family member gets killed in a gruesome way, you don't have to go and identify the body and have to see that. You know, I want to remember California, you know, and Los Angeles specifically, as it was the last time I was there. I just don't want to see that crap, and I'm sorry that people have to see it who live there. It's horrible. But then again, so many of them. I mean, I realize Orange County voted up until it was stolen from them. They voted for Republicans. You know, but a lot of people there vote for this crap.
That's why we are not yet here in Orange County swimming in a cesspool, but it's on its way.
Yeah, it's like a tidal wave. You can try to stop it, but it's still going to overwhelm you.
And for those people listening that don't have a lot of experience with typhoid fever, I totally get that, because it's something we just don't deal with here because we're not a third world country, but we are slowly becoming one. Typhoid fever, for those that don't know, it comes from poop. Plain and simple. That's how you get it. It's in poop. The poop gets on you somehow. You either rub your eye or eat something and it was on your hands. You know it was there because somebody that is, you know, homeless or disgusting or whatever grabs the doorknob or sits on a park bench or whatever, and that's how you get it. And then you ingest it somehow. So you're eating poop. That's how you get it. So if you're cool with this coming to America and us now having typhoid fever and you enjoy eating poop, well then by all means vote Democrat.
Well, that kind of ties in with this next story. I just skipped over the one I was going to do, and this one kind of fits. Teenagers arrested months ago for allegedly gang raping a 13-year-old girl in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So it's not just in California, it's spreading. It's like the zombies. The zombie apocalypse is upon us. Are illegal aliens. Alan Rafael Cardenas.
Close enough.
Delkid. 1, 2, 3, 4 names in his full name. An 18-year-old illegal alien in
No, I didn't say anything.
And Jose Kevin Ortez Torres, a 19-year-old illegal alien, were arrested in April after police said they allegedly raped a 13-year-old girl at a local park trail. Records obtained by Breitbart, yes, I love Breitbart, they tell you things that nobody else will tell you. Records obtained by Breitbart News reveal that the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency has placed a detainer on El Kid, demanding that he be turned over to the feds for deportation should he be released from custody at any time. Likewise, ICE has also placed a detainer on Ortez Torres. A law enforcement official told Breitbart News that the illegal alien was in process of being deported when he was arrested for rape. So, explain to me again how illegal aliens bolster the economy. They're fantastic for our culture, and they're just great people.
Well,
you can say that this happened with our indigenous population, but guess what? We don't need to import more of this kind of activity. Do you think?
no, not at all. But this actually point out a very good thing for these sanctuary cities, like you're talking about earlier. What these sanctuary cities are doing is they're resisting Trump. So the feds will put a detainer on one of these guys because they hear, okay, this guy's in the local jail. He got caught. Here's our detainer. When you get done with him, give him to us so we can deport him. Well, what these sanctuary cities are doing is just letting him go because they're resisting Trump and letting these guys back out into the community. So I don't understand. And most of the time, what these guys do is they go back into their own community of illegals and prey on the illegals. So how this is a good idea to resist Trump, I don't understand it.
Oh, they'll kill the nation to resist Trump because Trump is for the nation. That'll give you a head just thinking about it.
Yes, it can, but it's asinine. Really, it is.
It is. Well, I think we're going to tag.
All right, let me see what I got here. Man, I don't really have anything left. I mean, I got that one thing we talked about, but that's kind of long.
All right. Well, you want me to just go? I've got two more here that I can do.
All right, for it.
Okay. This we're going to go with this one first because we can cruise through this because it's obvious where the problems are. Virginia Tech hosted 10 separate graduation ceremonies for students based on their identity. In May, the university held separate ceremonies for Black, Asian, Latino, Muslim, and LGBTQXYZ students. The College Fix reported this week that Virginia Tech is one of many universities that have adopted separate ceremonies for student groups based on identity. For example, the Donning of Kent ceremony is held to commemorate the graduation of Black and African American students. Virginia Tech also held a lavender ceremony for student members of the LGBTQXYZ123 whatever community. Okay, unlike other students, unlike universities, let me try that again. God bless America, save the Queen and kill the commies. I'm going to do this one more time. Unlike other universities, Virginia Tech will also hold a separate graduation ceremony for student veterans. This event is held in order to celebrate the academic accomplishments of student veterans. Those completing their undergraduate, graduate, and PhD degrees will receive red, white, and blue cord acknowledging the completion of their coursework and to signify our appreciation for the service to our community. And this is not the only university doing this crap. Okay, you remember many decades ago when this country, there were protests and marches and everything against segregation.
Yeah, the whole civil rights thing.
Yeah.
And now they want to segregate.
Yeah, everybody's going their own way. Okay, fine. Crap on your history. Okay, you're graduating from a college. That's it. You're getting a degree, probably the kind of field that will make you no money. And you've got all the student debt, and you expect the taxpayers to fund your debt. Whatever. Even if you are going to be a doctor, a lawyer, scratch lawyer, no, that's worthless. A doctor, an engineer, or something like that, why would you be segregated in your celebration of your accomplishment? Does it matter if you're black, white, veteran, LGBT, freaking, you think kumquat? Does it matter? You know, this kind of stuff absolutely disgusts me. You all went to the same college. Were you segregated in college? Did you have, I almost said faggot, but I'm going to be good. Did you have alternative sexual orientation class where y'all got together? Blacks went to the separate classes. Veterans went to separate classes. What happens if you're a veteran and you're black?
Oh, well, now you got to clone yourself so you can go to both.
Yeah. Okay. So why do you have separate ceremonies? What if you're a white guy who had black friends, veteran friends, and sexually deviant friends? Can I say that, Will? All right. You're telling me that you can't celebrate your friends' accomplishments with them because everybody's segregated?
Well, the crazy thing here is they're constantly telling us how we all need to get along, and then wanting to segregate us.
Yeah. So they want to, if you're a straight white guy, stay away from these other ceremonies. We don't want you there.
Well, because you're evil.
And that's what it is. Now, if you're Christian, oh, well, let's throw stones at you right now. Absolutely freaking crazy out there, man. I'm telling you. Don't leave. I'm sure you've heard of the MS game, right? It's here. I'm waiting for Amazon to do us. Mm-hmm. Now, not everybody in Honduras are infatuated with the MS-13 gang, as you can probably expect. Now, Mr. President, now, you think it's crazy? Here, I can prove this. The New York Times unmasked a group of freedom fighters in Honduras who dared to take on the much-feared MS-13 gang. The U.S. publication printed their names, published their photographs of their faces, their families, and their homes, allegedly without the permission. Allegedly without their permission? Why would anybody say, yeah, take a picture of us and show everybody where we live so MS-13 can come kill us? There's no alleged there. Nobody would say, yeah, take my picture, show everybody where I live. Anyway, in outrage, an author in Honduras called out the New York Times in a column for the local publication Contra Corriente for exposing the community to the wrath of the brutal gang. Rather than simply tell the story, the foreign journalists from the Times turned the freedom fighters into easy targets by outing their identities and printing photographs of the group and their loved ones, as well as marking the location of their homes. Now, these are people who lived in the community that they did not want the MS-13 to come into the community. So they were fighting back against them. Okay, guess what? They lost. Now, not only did they lose, they're going to die. And who made sure they're going to die? The New York Times. So, look, I doubt that any of our listeners have subscription to the New York Times, but if you do by chance, just because you want to get, I don't know, the information from the enemy, see what they're doing. I know Bill's our content manager. Bill will do something like that. He listens to NPR all the time just to see what the enemy's saying. Stop doing it. Don't even click on an ad. Don't use an ad blocker. Don't make any revenue for the New York Times because they're killing people who are anti-gang. They're just worthless people.
Yeah, their readership shows that because I don't think they're doing that hot.
Well, they ought to do less hot than they are.
I agree. Hey, you want to go out on a funny one?
Yes.
All right. I just found one. It came to me. I remembered it, and I just found it while you were talking. Okay, it's not bad enough that we've got illegal gang members coming here trying to kill us. We've got typhoid from the homeless coming and trying to kill us. There's just, MS-13 people, gangs everywhere. It's horrible. Now we have a new threat.
Well, it can't be Democrats because they're old threat.
They are an old threat. But no, this new threat is cows.
Look, I'm doing my best to get rid of cows. All right. I'm doing my part. I eat them as much as I can.
Well, you're going to have to start eating a lot more because if not, we're in serious trouble.
I'm up to the task.
A Washington family was shocked to discover that bovines had moved into their house in Montana. A poster on Reddit's Well, That Sucks section shared a picture of a new home that was taken over by cattle. They showed a picture of a cow in the hallway standing between two doors. The caption says, "This big guy and 3 of his friends got into our newly built Montana house and proceeded to live there for a month before being found."
Drank all my beer, ate all my food, never washed the dishes. Damn them.
Several commenters said that the house might very well need to be gutted and refloored due to the damage and urged the poster to talk to his insurance company. There are a few pictures here. Okay, now just picture a house that, a brand new house that you're going to move into, so it's completely empty. You know that empty look of a house?
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine about 2 inches of shit all over the floor.
Oh, man.
Now, I can't tell if this is all cow poo or if some of it's mud. I'm guessing a little bit of both. But not only is it on the floor, it is, you know how they whip their tails around?
Oh, yeah.
So you can see tail whip marks on the walls. And some of it is dark brown, some of it is light brown.
You know what I'd do?
Have a big old barbecue.
Yeah, I would have them install a walk-in freezer in the garage. And you know what would be stocked in that walk-in freezer, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Along with some taters.
Damn Skippy.
Hey, you want to hear a funny story real quick?
Yeah.
All right, me being the city kid that I am, when I was, I believe it was 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade, something like that, I had a buddy who, his grandparents had a farm, a dairy, actually, a milk dairy, in Central California. So he asked me if I wanted to come up there for the summer. Sure, I'd love to. So we go up there, and his grandparents were great, you know, and this was a long time ago, so it was fun. We were out in the field shooting guns and riding motorcycles, and just they had all the fun stuff to do, but they had their cows also. So his grandma tells me that she knows the cows and they know her, and I said, BS, there's no way. And she says, you want to make a bet? And I said, sure. She walks me over to the railing where, you know, all the cows are in, and there's probably 100 cows out there just roaming around. They all got these ear tags, you know, like cows do.
Uh-huh.
She starts yelling 224. And I'm looking at this old lady like, what is your problem, crazy lady? 224! 224! And then within a, 30, 40-second time period, this cow starts walking towards us. And it comes up to the fence, and I kid you not, the ear tag on that cow said 224.
Wow. He doesn't even know his name should be a name instead of a number. He should have known something about that.
Well,
I got a number. My number's going to be up one day, so that number says.
Well, I was going to say, the end of this story is 224 was delicious.
Well, that was a very good story. You know what? It's been a while since we ended the show with a very good story, and that was a great story to do it.
All right, good. I'm glad everybody was amused. At least I hope they were.
Now, you're going to have to find an outro that has something to do with that story.
Cow song, huh?
Yeah, I think I've got it, as a matter of fact.
All right,
I do.
What's that?
I'm not going to tell you. You got to find it.
Oh, okay.
Lizzie comes to mind.
Like Thin Lizzy?
Then, how did you? Wow, it's like we're connected cerebrally. That's kind of funny. The second shift boss, I said something to another supervisor, and he said, "You said something deflammatory to one of our supervisors." I said, "Deflammatory? You get back to me when you know the language." deflammatory. What am I, a fire extinguisher? Go away.
Hey, you do know that we skipped over ending the show and we're just talking now, right?
What?
We skipped over ending the show and you and I are just talking now.
We're not recording.
No, it is recording. We never officially ended the show.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of rambling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you can tell, we're doomed, and we're going to laugh about it the whole way. Okay. So if we're doomed and we're laughing and we're doomed, what should we do?
We should be drinking up.
That'll make us laugh more, even though we're doomed. So you guys, hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you'll come back for next week's. If not, I don't blame you. Good night.